Dogs are a man's best friend, but there are certain surprising foods and drinks you should never give your dog. Surprisingly, even some foods which you would associate with dogs can be toxic to them. Make sure that you and any other dog lovers know this information. You never know, it could save a dog's life. Cooked bones. We all know the famous saying, give a dog a bone. But in reality, you should never do this. Some people give their dogs frozen bones, which is sometimes okay if they're supervised. But the American Kennel Club says never give your dog bones of any kind. But if bones are associated with dogs, why are they so bad? Well, when bones are bitten by dogs, they can splinter into shards. This can cause serious damage to your dog's mouth, throat, or intestines. Also, cooking removes any nutrients from the bone. This means it's not even good for your dog to have anyway. You should especially never give your dog cooked bones. The cooking process makes them even more brittle than raw bones. If your dog ingests shards of bones, this can cause peritonitis. This is an inflammation of their stomach tissue. Avocado. Everyone loves avocados, and they're very healthy. For humans, that is. When it comes to dogs, avocados are incredibly toxic. Avocados contain a toxin known as persin. This is safe for humans, but not for dogs. In fact, every part of this fruit is dangerous for your dog. The leaves, fruit, and even stone inside are all bad. That's because they all contain the toxin persin. If your dog eats avocado, then fluid will accumulate in your dog's lungs and chest. This will make it very hard for your dog to breathe. And this will mean they're not getting enough oxygen. Sadly, in some cases, this can even cause the dog to pass away. Fluid can also build up in the heart, pancreas, and abdomen of dogs. Also, avocado pits are dangerous in and of themselves. Sometimes dogs will swallow these, which can cause choking, and in some cases cause a blockage in their digestive tract. So next time you make that trendy avocado toast, don't let your dog anywhere near the pit. Grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins are another food which are pretty healthy for humans, but they can be extremely toxic to dogs. They can cause a dog's kidney to fail, and this could even end a dog's life. It's actually still not known what the toxic compounds in grapes are, but no matter what they are, a small amount can make your dog very sick. Studies have shown that dogs can pass away just from eating a handful of raisins. Make sure you never give your dog grapes or raisins, and make sure they're not in any baked goods either. For example, cakes, cookies, or snack bars which contain raisins or grapes. Tea and coffee. It may sound strange, but some people do give their dogs tea and coffee. While this can be a great source of energy for humans in the morning, it is very bad for dogs. The reason why is because of the caffeine found in coffee and tea. Caffeine can also be found in soft drinks, coca, and guarana, not to mention energy drinks too. So never give your dog any of these as well. The reason why caffeine is so bad for dogs is because they speed up their heart too much. It also stimulates your dog's nervous system. This can cause an abnormal heartbeat rhythm, and even lung failure in your dog, which could cause it to pass away. Dogs can pass away from just 2 milligrams of caffeine per pound of body weight. This means just a few sips of coffee or tea could be the end of your dog's life. Chocolate. Everyone loves chocolate, but it's pretty well known that you should never give this to your furry friend. The reason why is because chocolate contains theobromine and caffeine. These chemicals are very hard for dogs to metabolize. If your dog eats chocolate, this could cause it to throw up. It will also cause bad stomach pain and dehydration. In some cases, dogs can experience heart attacks from chocolate. Other symptoms include muscle tremors and seizures. The smaller your dog is, the more dangerous chocolate will be to your dog. Also, the darker and less sweet the chocolate is, the more toxic it will be to your dog. This means pure dark chocolate is much more toxic than white chocolate. The most common time for dogs to experience chocolate poisoning is during Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween, or Christmas. That's because humans leave chocolate laying around and dogs eat it from the floor. So always keep any chocolate treats far away from your dog. Salt. If your dog has consumed a small amount of salt, don't panic. But if you give them too much salt, this can cause salt poisoning. Just 2 teaspoons of salt per pound of body weight can be toxic for your dog. This can cause your dog to be sick, have tremors, fever, and seizures. And in some cases, dogs even pass away from salt poisoning. The most common foods that cause this are pretzels, potato chips, and popcorn. So don't give your dog these foods. And make sure it always has access to fresh drinking water. Candy and gum. Everyone knows that candy and chewing gum isn't great for humans, but it's even worse for dogs. This is because of a sweetener known as xylitol. This is a sugar alcohol which is safe for humans but can be deadly for dogs. If your dog eats this, it will experience a massive drop in blood sugar levels. Within 30 minutes, your dog will feel weak and depressed. It also may be sick and have difficulty moving. Later symptoms will include coma and seizures, and eventually the xylitol will lead to liver damage and your dog passing away. So never give your dog any candy or chewing gum. Of course, most good dog owners would not do this anyway, but remember not to leave any of this stuff lying around. Sometimes dogs get curious and eat it without their owners even knowing. Alcohol. Do you think you have a weak tolerance when it comes to drinking? Maybe you get tipsy after just 1 glass of wine. Well, dogs are even more sensitive to alcohol than any human. Just a very small amount of alcohol can cause your dog to suffer from alcohol poisoning. This often requires medical treatment, and in some very bad cases can take a dog's life. So if you're having a crazy party, keep the booze well away from your dog. Raw dough. If you're doing some baking, make sure that the raw dough is far away from your dog. The yeast in unbaked dough can cause life-threatening illnesses if your dog eats it. That's because the dough will continue to rise inside your dog's stomach. This will expand their abdomen and cause them a lot of pain. Also, eventually the raw dough will ferment. This will produce ethanol, which can lead to alcohol poisoning. White bread. Even when bread is baked, it's best to keep it away from dogs if it's white bread. That's because store-bought white bread contains lots of oil and sugar inside it. If your dog consumes this can cause pancreatitis. Schnauzers are especially susceptible to this. If your dog eats white bread, then it may be sick. It will also set your dog's pancreas on fire, and it will need to stay at the hospital for many days. Bacon. Everyone loves the smell and taste of bacon in the morning, but you should never give your pooch any bacon in the morning, or at any time of day for that matter. Bacon contains a lot of fat, which can cause pancreatitis in dogs. Onion and garlic. Onions and garlic can injure your dog's red blood cells. This can make your dog incredibly sick and weak. It's more serious if they're eaten raw or in large amounts. You should also keep your dog away from leeks. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment down below whether you have a dog or not, and if so, what breed is your dog? If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There are some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.